This is video number 17 for violin and viola. And for this video, you don't actually need anything but your straw. In this video, we're going to kind of further develop your bow hold by learning how to do some bow exercises. If you want to open your book to page 8, you may do so. A couple of those exercises I will do. Some of them I do kind of with a little bit of a variation. Some of them I don't do at all. They're all good exercises. These are just the ones that I have found to be the most useful. So we want to start off with getting our good bow hold. Now you might need to pause the video before we start doing these exercises to get your good bow hold. Whatever method you want to use, remember we have the zombie method or the sleepwalking method, floppy hand, bring the straw behind it, pinky up on top, and bend your thumb. Now I want you to notice that with my first finger here, how it kind of sits on the side, that's because remember we're working with the natural shape of your hand. You see how that kind of goes on the side? This is not natural. Okay, this is our natural. When we flop down, that first finger slightly tilted that way. Okay, so if your bow hold looks like this, that's probably what's happening to you. You're trying too hard to get it right in the middle right there. All right, you're like, okay, I gotta place it there, place it there, place it there. No, just go natural. Okay, or if you want to do this method, that's fine as well. You see the lines, you place them there, pinky on the top, thumb bent, flip it around. Just make sure when you flip it around, you don't have this thing going on, okay? Or you may use the method they used on page 6 in your book with the hanging down and all of that good stuff, okay? So we've all got a good bow hold. If you don't, pause the video right now and get yourself a good bow hold. Make sure it looks like this. Look at the front. Look at this side, bent thumb, you got a hole here. Check out my wrist. Bent thumb, we got a hole here. Wrist is not bent down. If anything, it's slightly higher. Okay, now, the first one we're gonna do are just waves. We're just gonna wave up and down, and we're gonna wave side to side. So just do this like 5 times. Now, this is not actually a motion that we'll use. We don't play our instrument with this direct motion. Sometimes we do make our wrist go up and down, but we don't have an actual bow motion that goes just directly like this. However, remember I told you how with bow holds, one of the most important things is that we have a nice relaxed bow hold, or we're going to play with gross scratchy sounds and bad harsh sounds. So this is helping to make sure you don't have that tension. The straw is also helping to make sure you don't have that tension. So straws are important as opposed to pencils. Okay, now I want you to go sideways 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back up and down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now check yourself. Check your bow hold. How did it handle it? Did it go messed up? If it did, stop and fix it. In between each set of exercises, I want you to check yourself. You're going to do 4 sets of each. This is set number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check yourself. Is my thumb bent? Can I still see through? Pinky curved. 1 more set and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side to side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and stop and check. Okay, for this next one, those were waves. This next one's going to be called finger taps. All you're going to do is tap your first finger up and down 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pinky. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now stop and check yourself. Okay, first finger again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop and check yourself. Fix whatever you got to fix. Okay, we already mentioned this, but this is a very common problem. Okay, and it's all because of the first finger. Make sure you're tilted like you're turning a doorknob. You're tilted this direction. Okay? All right, now go on to the next one. And this is just called knuckle turnovers. Okay, all you're going to do is flip your bow over, your straw, and check and make sure your thumb is bent, and make sure everything's still curved, and then flip it back. Now, right now, this doesn't mean a whole lot. However, remember the other thing we're developing the relaxation, okay? We're also developing strength. And when you get a bow in your hand, and when we eventually have bows in our hand, this is going to be a little bit hard to do because it's going to be kind of heavy. Your bow is like this long, right? You'll be flopping this thing around, and you don't realize it, but you don't have really any strength in here. You got strength in here now because you've been pressing down hard. You don't have strength here yet, okay? So we're going to be developing strength with that. For now, it's all about form. So this one might not mean a lot to you right now, but I do want you still to do this just as many times. Do 10. The book calls them knuckle turnovers. I sometimes call them windshield wipers because when you do have a bow, it's like this long and it looks like a big windshield wiper going back and forth. Okay, so 10 times over, check it over. 1 and back, 2, 3, 4. If you need to stop and fix your bow hole, do so. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I see a lot of times with this particular exercise, people end up doing that in the middle of it. Not quite sure why, but I just notice that it happens. So check yourself on that. The other thing is people go, okay, I'm going to do my bow exercises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? You're developing a habit right then, aren't you? Every time you do any one of these exercises I'm giving you, you are developing a habit. And what have you just done? You have just developed a horrible habit that you're now going to have to break. So don't do that. And unfortunately, I'm not there to make sure you're doing it right. You're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to monitor yourself and say, hey, I want to be good at this. I want to really give this my best shot. And I don't have a live teacher. I'm having to do this through a computer. I better make sure I've got to self-monitor. I've got to do this right and fix it and do it. If you need to do more than 4 sets, do more than 4 sets. But do each one of these waves, finger taps, windshield wipers, knuckle turnovers, whatever you want to call them, 4 sets of 10, okay? Every single day, so that you can develop good habits. Don't do them fast, do them very conscientiously, watch, make sure you're doing it correctly, stop yourself right when you mess up so you don't get that bad habit. All right, see you in the next video.